Hello guys, this is just a quick video, an analysis of the recent solar flare we just had on the 14th of May, the X8.79, and you can see the details on screen here, and it occurred at 16 hours 51 minutes universal time. That's the peak you can see here for the activity. So I decided to do an analysis of the event in terms of the solar system and the positions of the planets. So if we move on then, this is what we were looking at from a top-down view of the solar system. You can see here then this is the pattern or the positions of the various planets right at the precise moment, or rather to the nearest minute at least, as to when the activity kicked off, when we had the actual solar flare outburst. Now looking at it, it looks very unremarkable, but like I've said in other videos, what you have are special patterns which have harmonious, almost musical relations present in terms of the pairings of various planetary sets, and these appear to indicate, like I've mentioned previously, a music of the spheres, that there's a general agitation of the solar system which can play out between planets and especially gets targeted at the sun, and that's what causes these eruptions, these massive outbursts, right? So some of the relations are not obvious, but if you look at the planets here, there doesn't look to be anything much going on. But I'm going to show you a few special relations which appear to be present, which I think were decisive in triggering it. And these are very accurate ratios present. So let's have a look at the first pairing then. This is it here. Look at the straight line distance between Jupiter and the Earth. These values are all in astronomical units and they're all from Starry Night. So I've looked at getting the values by positioning myself at, say, the centre of one planet, locking onto another, and the program tells you what the precise distances are. So you can see here then, astronomical units, 1 AU is the mean distance between the Earth and the Sun. So between Jupiter and the Earth, 6 astronomical units, 0.0238, and the rest of it as you can see. And then look to the distance between Ceres, that's the dwarf planet between Jupiter and Mars, that's in the asteroid belt, Ceres and Saturn. The straight line distance here you can see just over 9, and here is the critical relations. If you basically divide one by the other, you almost get dead on 1.5, the basic ratio 3 divided by 2. It's very accurate, you can see. 1.4 and then 3 nines. It's very, very accurate, but this is what you get as the precise relations right there at the moment the solar flare just kicked off. So let's have a look at the second one. Here you can see it's a relationship between Jupiter and the Sun, and then Jupiter and Ceres. Again, when you look carefully at them and you do a simple division sum, Jupiter to Ceres divided by Jupiter to the Sun, you can see again almost dead on 1.5. Not quite as accurate as the other value you just saw, but again, very good nonetheless. And then next relation, this one here is between Saturn and the Sun and the Moon orbiting the Earth, obviously. The Moon and the Sun. And this gives us, when you do the division sum, almost dead on 9.6, okay? And again, it's one of these ratios, I've seen it before, dare I say, a million times. If you actually look at the ratio itself, 9.6, if you put it in the calculator and have a look at it, it's the basic fraction 48 divided by 5. Quite a basic one. And then the final relation is this one. Jupiter to the Earth and then Venus to the Sun. Again, if you do the simple division sum here, 0.12009, ideally just 0.12. The specific fraction there is 3 divided by 25. So these relations appear to be present to a very high standard of exactness. Multiple relations present, multiple celestial bodies, right at the moment when the flare was triggered at the precise time here, at least to the minute, 16 hours 51 minutes on 14th of May. So I think these are the relations that you have to look out for, and some of them are very complex. I mean, just looking at the solar system itself initially, when you see these patterns, like you look at this one here, nothing really stands out. It's only when you look at the planets in great detail that you see some of these critical ratios. So that's just something to think about. And I did do another video just before this one talking about a potential alignment or a series that occurred on the 4th of June. Again, very speculative, guys. Maybe something happens, maybe it doesn't, but these are the kinds of relations I think that you need to look out for when you're thinking about what might trigger a solar flare. It's very complicated, and you don't always get conjunctions that do it. Some of the relations can be between planets that are not involved in conjunctions, but the system does work nonetheless to agitate the solar system through such relations. So with that said, I'll leave it there, and over and out.